It's called the oximeter. It's a vital signs monitor, a pulse ox actually, that's powered through the headphone jack on your phone. Pulse oximeter is. Okay, actually a lot of people. Cool, okay. Well, for the rest of you, here's a brief history lesson. So in 1972, two Japanese scientists discovered that by shining lights of two different frequencies, a red and an infrared through your finger, you're able to derive the heart rate and the oxygen saturation in your blood. And that is the principle of modern oximetry. So later, companies such as Nellcor would come out with these devices like the N100. It's great, it has a digital readout. It's got alarms that'll tell you if your vitals, if the measurements are too high or too low. Well, the problem is, it's 25 pounds. So it's not a very, and it was an elderly lady, and she said that though she liked our product, she couldn't use it because her eyesight had gone bad and that she couldn't read it because the display was too small. And so I said, wow, what would you suggest as a way for us to make the results shown to you much more easily? And she said, what if you could show the results on my phone? And I said, you mean like a phone oximeter? Is that what you're telling me? And she said, yes. And I thought, wow, what a great idea. Well, if you take a look at the exterior design, and it's, up here, it's actually designed by my friend Simon Lee. He was actually a friend of mine from college. His background is in industrial design, but he's mainly known for bathroom fixtures, which is great because you would take a look at this and it doesn't look like a medical device. It wouldn't be out of place on your coffee table. So what else do I like about it? We don't have any proprietary ports, which means that you can use it with most phones. And the other thing is that when you use it with a different operating system, if you want to switch out phones, device, okay. All right, yeah, originally we were scheduled to have an Elmo projector, but it didn't happen, so we're gonna improvise. All right, so what you saw on the app was it had the heart rate and the oxygen saturation. It had alarms to tell you when the heart rate was too high or too low, when your values are too high or too low. It's got recording and the ability to new programming cloud. You heard it here first. All right, and then the new functionality is the respiration rate and the perfusion index. So new functionality that came out for this app. This app is free. All you have to do is buy the hardware. And we're continuing to develop new function for it. We're going to release new updates for it every few months. So one of the things you're going to...
And what are some of the uses that you can see for making this data public?
Well, one of the things I mentioned earlier was that we can make educated guesses and actually studies about conditions that people live in, and also gather more data about that. So for example, let's say I live downstream from a coal-fired power plant. Is my breathing affected by that? Well, if there's a significant population base who's using this device, or we deploy this oximeter in that population, then we can actually measure their performance over time to see if that's affected. So that, and also, for example, with the fetal Dopplers, the ultrasound Dopplers that we're developing, we're going to be able to say, does the sleeping pattern of the mother or their stress levels impact the health of the baby? Now we're going to be able to gather information on a much more larger scale.
Gotcha.
One of the things that we want to do is create an information hub where all of these devices can be plugged into so that they can measure all the vital signs simultaneously. And then it'll be syncing to your tablet PC wirelessly. So that would be the ultimate goal, a patient monitor that you can use at home on your